Ladies, gentlemen and brethren, I would like to welcome you all to the formal launch of the 2028 Yorkshire West Riding Festival in support of the Masonic Charitable Foundation. My name is John Williams and I have had the privilege of chairing the Festival Organising Committee over the course of the last couple of years. More than 850 guests across 11 venues are attending this evening's launch, and I know that there are many other individuals who are unable to attend the venue in person this evening and are therefore joining remotely. These, I think, are impressive numbers, and I would like to thank you all for your wonderful support. I'd now like to introduce to you three individuals who will be making short presentations during the course of this evening. First, Worshipful Brother Les Hutchinson. Les is the Chief Executive Officer of the Masonic Charitable Foundation. Secondly, Worshipful Brother Paul Crockett. Paul is the Head of Fundraising at the MCF. And finally, Right Worshipful Brother James Henry Newman, the Provincial Grand Master and Most Excellent Grand Superintendent in and over the Province of Yorkshire West Riding. As part of the Provincial Grand Master's presentation, we'll try to link live to 4 venues around the province and hear a little bit more about what's going on in each of those areas tonight. So keep your fingers crossed when we get to that. I'd now like to invite, please, Worshipful Brother Les Hutchinson to explain a little bit about the inspiring and important work that's done by the Masonic Charitable Foundation. Thank you. Les.
Provincial Grand Master, ladies, gentlemen and brethren, it is my pleasure to join you this evening to say a few words about your 2028 festival in support of the MCF. Your last festival appeal, which was in support of the RMBI and concluded in 2017, raised in excess of £3.3 million. The funds that you raised during your last festival are still being used to support the frail and vulnerable residents who need support in our RMBI care homes across England and Wales. In 2017, as you celebrated your considerable achievements, the RMBI and the other Central Masonic charities, as they were known at the time, had not long amalgamated. The aim of bringing together these long-established and well-respected charities was to create a single charity that would be more efficient and more effective, where every pound given would be used to maximum impact. Your own Provincial Grand Master played a pivotal role in the amalgamation, the first and only time that 4 major charities had achieved such a feat. Nearly 7 years on, the positive impact of this decision is clear, and I know that your PGM shares in our pride in what has been achieved on behalf of Freemasonry. Within this province alone, the MCF has awarded over 1,300 grants to Freemasons and their families, and these grants amount to around £3 million. Despite a worldwide pandemic followed by a cost of living crisis, through our support, we have been able to alleviate the burden of increasing daily living costs for struggling Masonic families. We've been able to provide essential health and care services and empower the children and grandchildren of Freemasons to reach their full potential. Over the same period, 181 grants have been made to local charities in this province, providing £1.65 million worth of support in your communities. This means that in total, the support that the MCF has provided in this province since 2016 amounts to over £4.6 million. We often say that the MCF is your charity, and I hope that the support that we've provided to the members and their families in your province, as well as to your communities, demonstrates that this is an accurate description and shows that the money you raise here in Yorkshire, West Riding, comes back to the province. This is, of course, in addition to the amazing support that your own charity, the West Riding's Masonic charity, provides within the province. And we're very pleased to be able to work with the WRMC to ensure that support can be provided at every level and across the whole province and have the biggest possible impact. When we look at the national picture, the national grant-making expenditure of MCF since it became active, our total support now exceeds £120 million. This comprises 32,000 grants to Freemasons and their families, as well as over 3,000 grants to charities. This works out roughly at about £50,000 of grant-making expenditure each and every day. And we've recently been creating a new long-term strategy that will guide our work and enable us to have far greater impact on the people and causes who most need our help. The charitable work that I've highlighted and our future plans are only possible because of your generosity. And this is why I'm so pleased that you will be supporting our work over the next 5 years. I would like to extend my thanks to your festival team, ably led by Chairman John Williams, as well as the Provincial Grand Charity Steward, John Birkinshaw, and all the Lodge charity stewards and fundraisers who are already working so hard to support the MCF and this festival. We're also incredibly grateful to your MCF members, to your Provincial Grand Almoner, Lodge Almoners, and team of visiting volunteers who do so much each and every day to support the many vulnerable people within our fraternity. Provincial Grand Master, thank you for inviting us to join you this evening, and thank you for taking on this fundraising challenge. Paul is now going to say a few words about why your support for the MCF is so important.
Thank you, Les. I'd like to begin by adding my thanks to all of you for embracing this festival appeal so enthusiastically, which has been evidenced by the amazing turnout at the festival workshops that were held over the summer. As head of fundraising at the MCF, I encounter all sorts of fundraising activities, events, and initiatives, but I never cease to be amazed at how generous Freemasons and their families and friends can be when it comes to donating their money and their time and energy to good causes. I hope that having heard about our work from Les, you all agree that the MCF, and in particular our work here in Yorkshire West Riding, is an integral part of Freemasonry and a cause that you can all support with great enthusiasm. Much like the building blocks that we use in our ceremonies and rituals, the MCF seeks to use funds generously donated by Freemasons to build better lives within the membership and across wider society. Les summarised the scale and scope of the support we have and will continue to provide here in this province. And behind these facts and figures, there are, of course, real people with real stories. People like John, a Freemason, and his wife Barbara, a retired couple who were already struggling with the cost of living before John suffered a stroke, which caused mobility problems, making his life more complicated and expensive. With your support, we have been able to make it easier for John to move around his house and his local neighbourhood so that he and Barbara could stay in the home that they have built together. There are, of course, thousands more stories like this, and all of them exist only because of your generosity. The festival system provides an opportunity for every province, once in every 11 years, to engage in a fundraising appeal and make a significant donation and contribution to the Masonic Charitable Foundation. These appeals are vitally important for us because just over half of our income comes from the donations from Freemasons. And as the demand for our support continues to grow, every donation, no matter how small, becomes even more critical in making a tangible difference in the lives of those who need it most. But festival appeals and fundraising can be challenging at the best of times. And I'm sure you would agree that sadly, these are not the best of times. As a fundraiser and a former festival chairman myself, I understand how you may be feeling about the task in front of you and the responsibilities that you now hold. You will inevitably face problems and bumps in the road, but I know that you will also find enjoyment and satisfaction in the challenge that lies ahead and the results that you will achieve. There is no right or wrong way to support the appeal, but I would encourage you to think about 5 things. Firstly, start now. The festival conclusion may be 5 years away, but this time will go quickly. Starting now helps you and your lodges to build and maintain momentum for donating. Secondly, set an objective for yourself. Think about the final event in 5 years' time and ask what you would want to be able to say you have achieved during this appeal. Thirdly, give regularly. Successful appeals are built on a foundation of regular giving. Making monthly or regular payments, even of fairly modest amounts, will build up over the years ahead. Learn about the MCF. The festival is an ideal time to learn more about the charity that you are supporting and the difference it makes to the lives of so many people, how it works with the WRMC and how it delivers that support. Why not sign up to receive our e-newsletter or follow us on social media? And finally, and perhaps most importantly, have fun. There are lots of ways that you can support your festival whilst having fun. in particular fundraising events that encourage members and their families to come together and share in the very positive experience of supporting charity. Les.
Thank you, Paul. Ladies, gentlemen, and brethren, I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot more about the appeal over the years ahead. So for now, on behalf of everyone at the MCF, let me finish by wishing you all the very best of luck with your fundraising. Provincial Grandmaster, as a former chairman of the MCF, I can think of no greater ambassador or advocate for our work. So successful festival appeals always have strong support from the top, and your enthusiasm and support for this appeal, right from our initial discussions, has been inspiring. Thank you for your friendship, and thank you for inviting Paul and I to join you this evening. And of course, thank you for agreeing to support the 2028 Festival Appeal in support of the MCF. By contributing to the MCF, you can all take pride in knowing that you are part of a compassionate organisation, Freemasonry, that's working tirelessly to support those in need. And you're not only making an immediate difference, but you're also helping to create a lasting positive change in the lives of individuals and communities for years to come. So to all in this province, thank you for accepting your next fundraising challenge, and good luck with the festival. Provincial Grandmaster, it now gives me great pleasure to hand over to you and ask you to formally launch the 2028 Festival Appeal.
Ladies, gentlemen, and brethren, thanks to the technology, I am able to say, hello, Yorkshire. The only problem is I can't hear the response apart from the people behind me. But I hope that you are all responding and enjoying yourselves wherever you are. Can I welcome you to this official launch, as John has already done? I think this is the first time that we have attempted to link various parts of the province together in such a way. I'm also aware that there are a number of people, I understand even from as far away as Tenerife. I'm not sure what he will be wearing this evening, but I hope that you all enjoy wherever you are the events of today. So thank you for all being there and online as well. I'm hoping that the technology that we're going to use later maintains itself so that we can enjoy some form of interaction. And I've just only in the last 10 minutes challenged our technical gurus that I would like to link at some point in the next 5 years all 55 Masonic halls at the same time. We're only doing 11 this evening with 4 direct communications, but hopefully there will be more available as we go forward. As you've already heard, the festival is for the Masonic Charitable Foundation, and you've heard at first hand from Les and Paul some of the excellent work that they do. So I'm not going to repeat any of that, except for 2 things. Firstly, it is an honour and a privilege for me personally to be launching this festival for an organisation that has given me so much personal pleasure, and I have to say many, many friendships over the last 18 years. Secondly, having seen at first hand the work that MCF does within and without Freemasonry, it is a personal pleasure to be a president of this particular festival and to give something back. So a big thank you to both of you, Les and Paul, for being with us this evening. It has been a very busy week for both of them. I don't think they've been home since Tuesday. They were finishing the Cambridgeshire Festival on Thursday. They were at a lodge at Connaught Court last night, and they are here with us today. So thank you very much. And as you have said, this province has received a huge amount of support from MCF over the last 7 years and from the National Masonic Charities before that. Whether you are young or old, ill or healthy, someday you may need MCF support. And as Les has already said, our own provincial charity does a fantastic job in supporting brethren in the short term, but it's MCF who can provide the long-term support that many of us may need in the future. I've been very lucky to have been involved in many festivals, not only in this province, but across the whole country. They are fun and they do bring a province together in a shared aim. They provide opportunities for more social events, whilst at the same time raising money for such a wonderful charity. One of the reasons that we are all linked here across the provinces tonight is that I wanted as many people as possible to be involved from day one. Not only the brethren, but our wives, families, and partners. By doing it locally in your own Masonic halls, I hope that more people will have been able to join in this evening. It's probably cost you all a lot less as well. So I hope that the saving that you make, you might want to donate to a good cause. Before I launch the festival, there is a big list of thank yous I must make. Firstly, thanks to you, John, and all the festival committee for making the arrangements and for agreeing to take on a huge responsibility associated with running a festival for a 5-year period. It's a large commitment. We all thank you for that. Secondly, to all the area organisers, John Birkinshaw and his team of area charity stewards who've done so much to promote and train the lodge charity stewards at meetings over the summer. I must especially thank the organisers at each of our 11 venues. Too many to name them, but I hope that the rulers at each of the venues will recognise them sometime later during the evening. To the directors of West Riding Masonic Charities, of which we have at least one here this evening, and possibly there will be many others with you, for their support, both in the administration of the festival in conjunction with the festival committee and the provincial office, and of course the magnificent donation that West Riding Masonic Charities made at the provincial lodge meeting at Harrogate in May, £200,000, which is a fantastic start to our fundraising journey. Thanks to Craig Johnson, the Provincial Communications Officer, and his team, especially Jason Cunningham, for all the work in promoting the festival and the web activity and social media activity. To John Gledhill, who I'm sure is out there in Huddersfield, and his team in the West Riding Masonic activities for buying, distributing all the merchandise and all the festival jewels that you have all bought in great quantities so far, and for the new products we hope to introduce in the next 5 years. This includes gin and beer, festival gin and beer, which I hope you and all the Masonic halls will consume in vast quantities over the next 5 years. I would add that this does include the new provincial ties, which many of you have bought. We've sold over 1,000 of them in the last 3 weeks. I would just like to clarify a bit of confusion around the wearing of the provincial ties whilst I've got so many people listening at this moment in time. Whatever I said in the video broadcast about the wearing of provincial ties in craft and chapter meetings was wrong. You don't often find a provincial Grand Master that admits to being wrong. However, I will clarify it that both ties can be worn in either a craft meeting or a Royal Arch meeting, but the red tie can only be worn by Royal Archmasons. I hope that that clears up the confusion. Final thanks on the basis that the technology works as we move forward goes to Ken Wotton, Tim Worrell, who is here with us, and the Learning and Development team for providing all the technology here and elsewhere, and has allowed us all to get together. So we're now going to test this technology by going on a tour round the province to 4 other venues. And I apologise in advance to those of you in Doncaster, Halifax, Mirfield, Heckman White, Morley and Castleford that we haven't been able to include you, but we know that you are there. We know that you're going to have a wonderful evening and support the festival. So we're going to go to Hoyle Court for Area 1, where the Assistant Provincial Grandmaster, Mick Dyson, is there, suddenly appeared on our screen. Mick, how's it all going down there? Or up
Provincial
there?
Grandmaster is going very well. I've been listening to you with intent, drinking the Pilsner Festival beer and looking forward to a meal and entertainment afterwards.
So what sort of entertainment have you got?
We've got a singer on tonight, so that will be after the meal. We've also got raffles and a main prize of a flight in an aeroplane.
Oh, that sounds good. It's not a ruler's challenge where you're going to push the provincial grandmaster out of an aeroplane.
No, but we can always arrange that if you wish.
Well, I am planning on, so don't you feel so smug about it. I am planning on people suggesting a number of challenges for the rulers in the province to undertake. Not just me, but all the rulers, Mick. So we'll see what comes out of that challenge over the next few months. And I'd just like to make sure that everybody is awake at Hoyle Court. So for those of you that I can see, it would be good to wave to everybody in Leeds to say hello. So if you could all give us a wave, that would be absolutely marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, Mick, anything else you'd like to impart? You've got some cheques presented tonight, I think.
We've got one so far, and that's, well, it will be presented across at Heckman White by Amphibious Lodge for £2,600.
Excellent.
They're having a wonderful Greek evening across there and a pig race at Mirfield.
Right. Okay. All right. And what's the theme of your evening, or is it just a nice get-together?
It's a get-together and to enjoy ourselves.
Excellent. Well, Mick, thank you very much. I hope you all have a great time at Hoyle Court, and thank you again for your support. So we'll now go to Area 2 and Judge Robert Cole. Yes, you can give us a wave. Thank you very much. Robert, how's it going?
I trust you can hear across the province the brethren and ladies and gentlemen from Huddersfield, the centre of good football. Fortunately, we didn't lose today because we didn't play.
We're all laughing here in Leeds, yes.
Westfield Master, we have here some 100 attendees at a black tie dinner. The actual theme is a Huey Green impersonation night, and some of the brethren will be getting up to mean it truly and sincerely later. There is at Westvale a more relaxed event, not black tie, but Robin Whiteley is doing a sponsored tango event there. So we're all looking forward to that. I am hot-footing it over there, a pun intended there, to see him do his best and trick the light fantastic. And there is food and fun across Area 2. We have check presentations here from Albert Edward, Unity, Clifton, Rastrick, Brook and Beaumont and Concord Lodges, all amounting to over £5,000. And there will be check presentations over at Westvale to myself from Mexborough, Hayles, Fax and Probity, St James, Sutherland and De Warren, all amounting to £6,350. So before the money's raised tonight, which we're going to do, aren't we? We're already contributing £11,375. If this was Eurovision, right, Westfield Provincial Grandmaster, we would give the MCF 12 points.
Robert, as always, thank you very much indeed. Everybody, Have a good evening, and thank you all again for your great support. Let us move to area 3, Harrogate. And I think we've got Frank Taylor and Andrew Wright.
Can you hear me, Provincial Grandmaster?
Yes, we can't see you.
Well, as you know, technology and I don't get on very well. Yeah, but not to worry. We're working on it, as they say.
Well, we think that you've got the camera closed because you're all watching the England game.
No. I'll tell you this, Provincial Grandmaster, we've got a boisterous crowd in here this evening. And I think the problem is at your end, if I may put it that way. But we've got a boisterous crowd in here, Provincial
There's a
Grandmaster.
challenge there, Frank. Right, okay.
Yeah, boisterous
So-
crowd.
How's well, presumably in Harrogate, being the posh area of the county, you're all drinking champagne, are you?
Well, it is, but they couldn't afford Peter Kay, so they've got me.
Right.
But
So-
nevertheless, we've been treated to entertainment by St. Elred's dance troupe this evening, just before we started our meal. I've been absolutely inundated with cheques to the total of £5,431. It's a pity you can't hear the applause, and we're all delighted to be together.
Good. Well, it looks a great crowd there. I've been with one or two of them this morning with the widow's sons. So thank you very much for all of that. Frank, have a good time. I know you've got some entertainment from some of the charities you've supported. So
yeah, we've got a choir later on, Love Pop Choir, and we're all looking forward to this being the first of many enjoyable events supporting fundraising for the MCF.
thank you, Frank, very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Cheerio, Harrogate.
Bye.
So let's move to my hometown of Sheffield, area 4. Philip. I noticed
Good
there's a
evening,
blue.
Provincial
I noticed
Grandmaster, Deputy Grand Superintendent. Welcome from Captain in the deep south of the province, where we've linked up with Doncaster, and in between us we have 200 guests who are eagerly anticipating the launch of the festival.
Good. And have you got some entertainment down there?
We have some entertainment. We have some quizzes which have been put together by Simon Green, and we also have a disco. And somebody said there's something to do with Confessions of a Window Cleaner, but I'm not sure whether that's true. We've received checks to the value of £5,416, a little less than Frank's total, from Gothic Lodge, Holgate, St George's and Magdalen chapters, the South Yorkshire chapter of Installed Principles. And we're delighted with that. The total from the South Yorkshire chapter of Installed Principles includes a sum which was donated by the Hillsborough chapter, which closed 3 years ago. And they made a pledge then and asked the South Yorkshire chapter to give a sum in their name posthumously. So we're pleased with that total already.
Well, thank you very much. I hope everybody in Sheffield and in Doncaster, one is Doncaster, I was born, Sheffield, I was raised. So good luck to you all. Thank you all again very much. Philip, nice to see you. I know Brian is
Nice to
there
see
as
you
well. And Chris is in Doncaster. I hope you all have a good time. Make sure the Provincial Grand Director of Ceremonies, and he knows what I mean in Doncaster, doesn't put his recent gains all on the wrong horse, because I know they're having a race evening in Doncaster. So goodbye to you all. Thanks very much. Well, Chief Technology Officer, the technology seemed to work. Thank you very much indeed. That was excellent. Here, so that those of you who are still watching out there, we've received checks. Check from Pilgrim of 1,250, and I'm sure that as the evening progresses, we will receive some more. So thank you all very much. I also received a check from this morning for £500 from the widow's sons, which was very, very generous in the car park outside where we are. And as you've said, I'm delighted to read on Facebook about the South Yorkshire chapter becoming a patron, the first chapter in the province to do so. So that's a challenge for those of you who are members of Criterion chapter in the north of the province. So, brethren and ladies and gentlemen, before I open and launch the festival, I've just got a couple of other things I would like to do. As a way of promoting the festival, any festival, it was decided a number of years ago that MCF would give every province a sum of money to donate to charities in their province, so as to maximise the interest in MCF and keep MCF's name to the forefront. As a starter for this, the Festival Committee, in conjunction with the Provincial Charity Steward, has chosen a charity who is doing some vital work in the north of the province. That charity is called Claro Enterprises, and other charities over the course of the festival will be selected to receive some of these funding. We're very fortunate here to have the chairman of Claro Enterprises here, who's James Atkins, who's come and joined us here in Leeds. And I'm going to ask him to say a few words, but firstly, I'm going to present him with this cheque on behalf of the province and all of you out there, and hope that you will have a look at what the charity does and follow it, because they are doing some excellent work. So, cheque for £15,000 on behalf of the charity, and I'm going to let you just briefly explain what you're going to do.
Thank you very much. So I'd like to just express our huge gratitude of Claro Enterprises for such a kind and generous donation. We're a small charity in North Yorkshire. We support people with severe and enduring mental illness, people suffering from schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and other debilitating mental illness. We have a sheltered workshop where they come and do real work. They benefit from being in a team, being together, having a hot meal, and producing products which we sell to local businesses and online. What we always try to do is help people where we can to get back into mainstream employment. And your really generous donation, which is a very significant amount of money for us, will help us to launch a scheme of accredited qualifications. So the idea being that we can actually give accredited qualifications in things like manual handling, food safety, basic woodworking skills, English, maths, the kind of things that will help them transition more easily into mainstream employment. And we'd like to get that set up over the festival period. So in year one, we'll try and support 3 to 5 people and get the scheme set up. And then in year 2 to 5, we'll increase the numbers, hopefully to 10 people a year to get accredited qualifications while they come to Claro and getting the other benefits. So thank you again.
Thank you very much. An excellent cause, and I'm glad that the whole of the province is supporting that particular donation. The next thing I'd like to do is to launch the travelling gavel here in Leeds. The plan is that this gavel, which is similar to the travelling pedestal we have in the Royal Arch already, and I know certainly in Area 1 there is already a travelling gavel. We hope that this will not confuse the issue too much. The plan is that it goes round all 55 Masonic halls in the province over the festival period, which of course is 60 months. So every Masonic hall will hold this gavel for 1 month. And I'm hoping that during that 1 month, the lodges in that particular Masonic hall will come together and find a way of raising money on behalf of the festival at the various meetings that take place within that Masonic hall. I'd like to thank Paul Durkin, who I know is probably in Harrogate, the Royal Arch Provincial Grand Charity Steward, for organising all the details. So please give the meetings your support. This is the gavel. It's pretty heavy. I don't even know who made it, but whoever's made it, thank you very much indeed. And is the Worshipful Master of Fidelity here? Mark. So this gavel is going first of all to Fidelity here at Castle Grove, being the eldest lodge, the oldest lodge in this particular building, and as it goes round all the other buildings, it will go to the eldest lodge in that particular building. Mark, then to you. Look after it. Don't chip it or do anything. When you bang it for your first meeting. And I hope that you have pleasure to whoever is going to So, brethren, we can now come to the main reason why we're all gathered in 11 different venues, and hopefully a number of you in your homes as well, to officially launch the MCF 2028 Festival. So at 20:05 hours on the 23rd of September 2023, I'm very delighted and very proud to be able to launch this festival. So, ladies, gentlemen, and brethren, the Province of Yorkshire West Riding is now officially in festival for the MCF. Is that somebody we should have seen? Or? No, oh, right. Okay, fine. All right. So, ladies, gentlemen, and brethren, that's it from me. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you all very much for your great support. James Newman, Provincial Grand Master, Province of Yorkshire West Riding, Castle Grove, Leeds.